can hear you, but I can't hear shit. I can't hear you. Uh, hold on. Mike?
I was on mute.
Okay, thanks for.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
All
Can you hear
right.
me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. What are you up to?
I can't. I can't see shit, but I can hear you.
Hello, Internet. This is Tender Sunday. And this is my friend Tony over there, I guess. There. This area here. Anyway, what are you up to? You got your laundry done?
I'm on your right. I'm on your right. I just checked. Where are you
That's
at?
that's
Are you in
weird.
the kitchen?
No, I'm in
You
my
must
office.
be
Guest
your
bedroom
office.
thing.
You got your private spot.
Yeah, it's my happy place where I come to jerk off. Got a little fireplace.
Doesn't
Set the
Cartman do that?
Gonna have some ambiance. Hi, Kimberly Ferris. I haven't seen you in a while. Anyway, so did you get your laundry done?
I got it. I got it in. I got to have socks for the boys tomorrow and underwear. Except for I don't know if there's school tomorrow or not. I kind of don't
Right.
think there is.
President's Day tomorrow?
That's what they said.
Yeah, I don't think they have school for like 2 days because I think Tuesday's like a non-contact day too. So they probably have like 2 days off. So you get a breather.
What does that mean? No contact.
It means the
God, I really.
teachers go to school. Means the teachers go to school, but the students don't.
Oh, really? For what?
I
In
don't know.
in school? So in
Teachers should.
service?
Oh, I'm not a teacher. You can't. I can't speak to that. My wife might be
Yeah,
able to.
you know more about it than me, and I don't have kids. I mean, you don't have kids in school.
Well, but I had kids in school. I mean, it's not like I have never had kids. I made some babies. My
I
testicles
know.
once worked correctly.
I think it's an in-service day. I had kids once too.
Is that what
I'm
they
gonna have
call it?
some.
Yeah. It's like a student no contact day or non contact day. I don't remember what the fuck I'm called it.
It's an in-service. It's an in. It's an in-service.
Yeah, it's time for the teachers to flirt with each other, and the lunch lady might get some action.
If Chef is there, but no, he can
Hopefully,
play
Chef.
with his chocolate balls. No, he left. You said they killed him. Who killed him?
They did. They did. They had to kill him off because he went to Scientology. He decided to go to Church of Scientology and decided that South Park was
Sorry.
too outside the realm of his whatever religious beliefs. I don't know.
It's too true. Too clever.
I don't speak to religion very well, so I don't. Yeah, I mean, I grew up religious. I can tell you, I read the
But you
Bible
speak.
3 times.
You. But you speak to South Park. Too true. That's what I'm saying. South Park's too true. Clever.
Well, yeah, bunch of preteen kids cussing and swearing, and
Do you
right up my
do you
alley. I
remember?
mean,
Do you remember when you introduced my kids to South Park? And then I was in the kitchen doing dishes,
did
and
I?
yeah, and I'm
You
all cheery, happy, mommy doing dishes, and I hear, "God damn it!" And I was
God
like,
damn it!
"What?" And I went out in the front room. I was like, "Who's cussing?" No one. It's on the TV. I was like, "No, that is not on the TV. We're watching cartoons." I was like, "Those are not cartoons. Turn that off." That was how I
No,
learned about South Park from
yeah,
you.
well, I'm a dirty bastard. You should have known that right off the bat, anyway. Everybody else
Yeah.
knows it. Oh, I'm gonna turn on some music over here. Let's see. Let's turn on some NF. He's got a new album coming out April 6th, I think.
So I did listen to it. That song that you sent me, I listened to it. Well, most of it.
What'd you
Then I was
think?
doing the dishes in the buckets. We're in Colorado. You're definitely in Colorado. Did I ever tell you the story about my girlfriend Lisa? and she was moving to New York, and she
No.
drank. She never smoked pot in her life. Well, anyway, she was moving to New York and she was driving. So she had a U-Haul. She had all of her cats, no kids, never been married, really high expectations, super smart, beautiful, great girl. Anyway, but she had this boyfriend and they're going there together. Well, because they were in Indiana and because she had plates that said Colorado, the cop pulled her over and said it
Bullshit.
was something about her taillight. And he asked her if she had any marijuana in the car. And she said no, but her 32-ounce glass of her soda cup was full of wine, I think, or something. Anyway, it was pouring down rain. They pulled her over, asked her if she had pot in her car. She said no, I'd never done it. And he said, "Are you sure?" "No." "Do you mind? You have a trailer." And she said, "Why would you ask me that?" And he said, "Well, I noticed your plates are from Colorado." And she's like, "No." So he said, "Well, do you mind if I search your vehicle?" And she said, "No." So he said, "Will you step outside of your vehicle? It's pouring down rain." She said, "Do I have to?"
Yeah, fuck
And
that.
yeah, well, he said, yeah, that she had to. So she's standing out in the pouring rain, and he gets his canine unit dog. And
Oh,
her car is full of fucking cats. She has like 6 cats. She's a cat woman. And the cats are going spastic. He goes in her trailer, destroys like tons of stuff. She's a high maintenance girl, so she has these really, you know, $400 pair of white leather boots and all this kind of crap. Anyway, never found anything, never gave her a ticket, nothing. And he was just a complete dick. And because her plates were from Colorado.
yeah, I worry about that. I've driven, I don't know how many times I've driven. I mean, so both my exes were from Iowa, right?
No, I
So
didn't know that.
I've done fucking thousand trips back and forth to Iowa and back, and I mean I can't tell you how many times I've driven across Nebraska. It's sad. Fortunately, they're all dead to me, so I don't have to go
Well,
back to.
Indiana's bad.
I wouldn't want to go to Indiana
And
either.
then Indiana also, I was watching PBS on a One Child Nation, I think was the documentary, and they were talking about nudging. Did I tell you about that? About nudging?
What's
This
nudging?
documentary? Well, America's starting to do it now too. And it's really encouraged by this professor from Indiana, and he wrote a book about it, and all the people in China love the book, but of course they love it because they're fucking nudging all the time. And so what that is if you and I are friends, okay, we live in China, and there's cameras all over all the corners of the main area, like the 16th Street Mall crosswalk
Sure.
would be covered with, yeah, and all the people, it's public knowledge, right, that you're there. So if I'm standing there on my cell phone, my information comes up on your cell phone and everyone else's cell phone. It tells you if I've had uh, jaywalking tickets, as little as, I mean, that's a big deal there if you jaywalk. If I've paid my bills, if I'm late on my mortgage, if I wore a mask, if I didn't wear a mask, just all that shit.
Your personal
And
info
then
on other people's phones?
all of it.
Really?
Yep, you can see it, and it's coming through like the whatever their social media pages are there. Like we have Twitter and all that. I don't know what they have there, but
Guy
it's
next
coming
to you
through
on the
their
bus
stuff.
is a child molester. Hope you know it.
Not even a joke. Or hey, Tanya missed. She's 3 payments down on her, or she was late 3 times on her mortgage, and then it
Jeez.
goes so far. Also, if fuck, I just forgot what I was going to say. Uh, because I was thinking about this other part where if you go out in your pajamas there in China, well, then you're like a lazy slob, and they put you up on their big Tron. What's the you know, what's that thing called?
Like
The not
in like Times Square, like the giant TV,
Yeah, Megatron, the Megatron.
jumbotron.
They they put you on the Megatron, and they show that you're out in your pajamas that day. And then if you get enough tickets for like jaywalking and all that, you go through retraining. They arrest you and you go through retraining, and they send you off to some place as an adult, and they retrain you like you're a child how to be a better citizen. Anyway, this guy's all for it, and he was talking about this professor from Indiana, and he's saying, how do you get people to do what you want them to do? the path of least resistance. And so then they all go. Like, oh, you know how when you do your life insurance or your medical insurance at work, it used to be shit tons of paperwork and you don't want to mess with it and fill everything out. So now they've
Yeah.
simplified it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the smart company simplified it so you'll just go down the path and fill out the paperwork that they want you to fill out because it's really easy. Anyway, that's why I think they're giving whatever. That's all politics and shit, but that's why they're giving everybody free daycare right now. Anyway,
Well,
it's called
hey,
nudging. It's called nudging. But the point I was trying to make is if you and I are friends and I didn't wear a mask during COVID and the government wanted me to wear a mask, and you're friends with me, then they put pressure on you to encourage me to wear a mask.
I
And
yeah,
and if I
it's
don't,
peer
and in
pressure,
the
right?
bread line, you would get more bread than me because I'm a bad guy for not doing what the government wants me to do. Anyway, I just think that that's where we're going. And you get social scores, you're scored lower or higher.
I saw
And
an article yesterday that came out, and they said that after an extensive study, turns out wearing a mask does little to nothing to protect you from COVID. Now,
yeah,
I mean, it's on the internet, right? So it's just like everything else. You can't really believe
it's
what you
true.
read, but but they said it, and it was like, wow, okay, somebody put a study together, and maybe it was politically oriented, maybe it wasn't. Who knows? But I
Okay.
you know,
But it was on
it,
the internet, so it's true. And if you don't know anything, you just ask your fucking phone. So Mitchell, who's 6, said to me, "So where does my earwax come from?" And I said, "Wow, you know what? I mean, it comes from your ears. I don't know why our ears make earwax. You know." I said, in my mind, I'm thinking, well, you know, it's dirt and whatever, and you know, but I really don't know why. How
you
does it
don't know
happen?
where your earwax comes from. Your
I
earwax
said,
comes
so
from your
I said,
nose.
listen,
Your
Grandma
ears
will
and
look.
your sinuses are connected. It's
You're what?
basically old snot that's in your ears because your
Are you
sinuses are
shitting
connected.
me?
Well, haven't you sneezed and had your ears pop or yawned and your ears pop? Like it's all
Okay,
connected
well,
to your
what about when
sinus.
I chew gum and my ears pop?
So
It's not
that
my
is
fucking
mucus.
nose.
It's
I'm
mucus in
joking.
your ears. It's the same shit that
No,
you
I
hack up
didn't
on.
know.
Yeah,
Well,
because it's
anyways,
all
listen, I said no. I gave the honest answer. No, Grandma doesn't know. I should know. I'm sorry I don't know. And I said, I will check into it though, and I will let you know because that's a really good question. And he goes, well, just get on Google. Just ask your phone. And I'm like, yeah,
smart.
you're right, because that's where you find out all your information. What you don't need parents anymore. You have a phone. If you're
That's
3 in
right.
America, you have a phone. Well, I
Why
mean,
is
I
the
guess
sky
everywhere.
blue?
Huh?
Why is the sky blue?
Um, why?
You know what? Because
Oh,
of
there's a
water
phone call.
vapor. Sky's blue because of water vapor.
Oh, I
Water
thought it was
vapor.
a joke.
Well, it
See,
was.
you're so smart. I'm a GED girl. I'm not so smart. I can't even
I
hold
didn't
the
go.
camera straight.
I didn't go to college. Shit. I went to college. I went to the military.
I didn't go to college. I went, well, what do they say? The school of hard knocks. I had
Yeah.
kids.
Yep.
That
I learned how to shoot people that wear certain materials on their head, which is not politically correct.
yeah. So
But that's what I trained to do. So
I have a really good friend though. I have a really good friend that I just met and I wanted to ask her the question and I was so thankful that she was a way cool friend. She's a way cool chick, dude. Her name's Hoda. Anyway, she wears a um
Hoda,
oh my her
how you
name's
spell?
Hoda. You know, like the that TV news anchor Hoda. Anyway, uh, oh my God, I can't believe. Sorry, God, I can't believe I just remembered or forgot. What's it called? Not a turka. Um,
Durkistan? What?
no. Anyway, she wears it on her head, and I said, "Aren't you hotter than hell in that in the summertime?" And she said, "No, not at all." And anyway, we just had a great conversation. Yep. So That's what's going on there. We were at the pool with kids, and I didn't have to get in the pool and swim with them. What are you doing? It's
Um,
different seeing you, talking to you, than just talking to you.
yeah, I'm just kind of going through my phone. Like I'm getting like I got a couple people. Sam just said hi, one of my friends from way back. I was gonna invite
Nice.
her if she wants to come up. I don't know if she does or not, but I'll send her a message, and the more the merrier. Let's get this party
Oh, I
started.
love that fireplace.
It's a Sunday night party, right?
Tender Sunday. We talk about tender shit and sing tender songs. Because I'm a motherfucking rich bitch. No.
Oh, you want to hear? We should play that song actually. Actually, while I'm sitting right here, rich bitch. Yeah, why not? Let's play it.
Is that
Diane,
fireplace a picture?
huh?
Is that a picture? The
What?
fireplace.
No, it's a
Yes.
fireplace.
That's a real fireplace right there on the wall?
Yeah, it's an electric fireplace.
Nice. I like
Yeah,
it.
I
Like
get
it a
cold.
lot.
I get cold. Us skinny guys, we get cold
And
sometimes.
and it really makes you warm?
Well, yeah, it puts out heat. It's a heater, so it's got it's a radiant heater. I just hung up on the wall.
Wow, that's pretty nice. I like it.
Yeah,
I do that to my TV. I don't buy well, I guess I did buy a TV hanger for the front room because I wanted it to come out so I could, exercise. Huh. Anyway, I just put two screws in the back and I screw like a picture hanger wire on it and a screw in the wall and I hang the TV on it.
oh, well, I
Looks
hope I
fine.
hung better than that because this weighs like 200 pounds and it's on fire. Yeah,
Fuck.
this. I can change the colors on it too. So you see how it's got like a background color? You probably can't see it with
Yeah.
the lights on. Let me turn off the lights.
I mean, I
Yeah,
see red. Oh wow. Yeah.
it's got like an orange glow around it. You can change color. It's got a little thing. Wait, there's a remote here. It does the thing, so I can make it red, or purple, or blue, or green. Whatever I want to do there.
Nice. That's glowing on the wall.
Yeah, I just mounted it on the wall.
No, the color's coming out behind it on the wall.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll go with the red. And then I can turn the heat on or off. So right now it's just on display mode. So it's not really doing anything. But now it's blowing out heat. It's got a high and a low setting. And then I can turn it off. So it just is
What did
pretty.
you do to your nipples?
What's that?
The fire made me think about you setting yourself on fire, which made me think about your nipples, and I didn't pay close enough attention to find out attention. What'd you do to your nipples? Oh
Oh,
my god.
well, I set them on fire with a torch. Sam has seen that. I'm sure there's people watching the live stream right now that have seen my nipples before. I don't
You lit
know
them
if
on
you.
fire with a torch?
Well, yeah, I had to burn the hairs off, you know,
You
because
fucking crazy dudes.
they
I
get
should tell
the
my aunt that. She has a hair on her nipple.
they get too long.
Oh, just get a
You
torch.
gotta trim that shit. Come on, man. We're manscaping. You know what I'm saying? You gotta take care of business.
Oh my gosh. My poor
Uh,
aunt. I'll never forget when my mom told me that. I was like, what? Are you calling someone?
no, it's a song that just came on. I'm just looking at my YouTube channel on my other computer while I'm playing music. Do you have another song you want to hear? I think I played
Huh.
Rich Bitch. Did you hear it? Or could you not hear it?
No, I didn't hear it. I can't hear shit.
Can you hear it now?
I can
Can you
hear it
hear me
now.
now? Okay.
Die, Antword.
I'm a rich bitch. A motherfucking rich
I gotta
bitch.
reach this.
I do my own thing. When the phone rings, might be your own stuff.
Get
Might be
down
on
with your bad stuff.
I'm a connection. I got connections.
Oh my God, I would just. What concert did you say you wanted to go to just so you could do that shit?
What's that?
Who were you saying the other day? You said you want to go to the concert just so you could not headbang. What'd you say? Mosh pit. Remember
Yeah.
who was that?
Well, I mean, it
This
depends. There's a bunch of bands that are coming out that I really want to check out, but I was thinking like, mute this.
I said
Um,
Offspring.
no, let's see. Hold on. Get my head straight. Get my head straight. Um, Sepultura is coming. Pantera got back together, which is just amazing. So, I mean, obviously, Dimebag is dead, so we don't get Dimebag Darrell back, but Pantera's coming back around doing a tour. But they wanted $86 for the cheap tickets. That was like nosebleeds at Bell Arena, $86. If I wanted a decent seat, it was going to be almost $200. And I was like, no, fuck that. Sepultura is not bad. It's like $70 a ticket, so I might go see them. That's the first
I love
concert.
George Strait. 850 bucks for a George Strait ticket.
Jesus tits. What?
But dude, I
I
tell you
mean,
what, if
those
I
are
had it,
standard.
I would pay to see it. I would pay that much to see him. Look at me. I can't even fucking make this thing straight.
Why would you pay that much to see anybody?
Oh my gosh, just because he's a fucking legend, dude.
I mean, I'd pay that much not to see myself. I spray paint all my mirrors
I would
black
pay
for
that much.
$800.
I would pay that much to see myself 20 years ago. 25.
Oh,
No, 12, 20.
I didn't really look much different 20 years ago.
You didn't. You don't. You look the same. You're identical. You're like your own identical twin.
I mean, you know, the hairline's receding a bit. I got a little bit more bald spot in the back, but
Hey, you know what? I didn't even think about. I didn't even think about being able to see you. I could have seen your freaking leg that day. Let's see your leg. Let's see your blood clot. Oh my gosh.
well, there's
As it's
purple veins running down through here. I don't know if you can see it.
go down. Is it
It's not as bad
still
as it
swollen?
was. So it's all pretty much faded now. It looks more like a bruise. Then the veins weren't as defined. But if I hold up both my ankles, you can see the difference in size between the two. Maybe you can't. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, your calf.
But this one's a little bigger than the other one. And this one's harder because of the blood clot in
Fuck.
my leg.
Oh my god.
So
Mm.
there's just a bunch of blood that just pools down there, and until I can put my feet up, get them above my heart level.
Relax.
Some
Put
pain
your
in
feet
my
up.
leg. Well,
Just sit back and how's it go?
what's ironic
So
about it
relax.
is,
Put your feet up.
well, what's ironic about it
Rolling.
is I legitimately almost died.
Yeah, that's not even good.
And it makes you sort of start to think about things a little bit differently, you know.
Yeah.
Think about your life a little bit,
Put your
and think about
put
people you
your
care about, how much you haven't fucking talked to them, and you haven't been, you know, the best friend that you could be.
yeah.
Oh, this is a good
Um
sound.
it's funny. I can't think of the word that I'm looking for, but it puts shit in perspective.
Facetious.
You have to look at your own mortality and realize it's a fucking reality and it can happen in a minute, a second.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know what? We got to
Absolutely.
wake up today. Huh?
Yeah, every day is a fucking blessing. I mean, how many friends have I
Well,
lost, even just in the last few years? You know, start thinking about
yeah.
that stuff. You start going, hey, you know what? Maybe that guy I hadn't called in 3 years. I need to call that guy. And I even called Anthony back yesterday. He got the wings delivered for his airplane, so he's getting close to where we can do the final assembly on his airplane.
I was just
We
gonna
can.
say that's the guy you're helping put the plane together with, right?
Mhm. Yeah, it's Vans RV6, I think.
The plane?
Yeah.
Did you
The
say
van.
RV?
Yeah, RV6, I think is the one he's building.
What does that RV mean?
I don't know. Maybe you can help me out with that. Let's Google that.
Well, that's just
Vans,
a crazy name. Vans RV6?
or
It means
well,
something.
maybe it's a 14. So it looks like the latest version of the Vans aircraft is Vans RV14. He's building an RV. Maybe it's a 7, maybe it's a 10, maybe it's an 8, maybe it's a 6. I thought it was a 6, but you can look it up on Google and see what it is. It's a two person. Well, I mean it can hold 4 people, but it's a very small aerobatic airplane, and it's going to be a lot of fun when we get to go fly it. I can't wait. I've flown with him probably 20 or 30 times. Well, maybe not that much. Maybe 20 times I've flown with him. He got his pilot's license like 15, 20 years ago.
I I was flying with my friend. You remember my friend Holly,
Hmm.
the redhead? Anyways,
Yeah.
her husband Larry was a pilot. So we went up with back when pot wasn't legal. And anyway, um, Larry got in his plane and he invited my husband to go. Hey, let's go look for some pot. Let's go. Let's go find. Let's go up in the sky. Look down on all the fields on the western slope, which is where
Find
we
some
lived at the
ditch
time.
grass somewhere.
Let's go find that weed and then go back and
It's too funny.
and rob it. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna go find fields of illegal pot and then go steal it because who was gonna call and report him? Anyway, I
Yeah.
got really really sick while I was up in the plane, and they didn't find any pot or any fields, but I got sick in the plane, and I had this 32-ounce fucking Pepsi cup, and so I just lifted the lid and I was like, bleh. I puked in the cup in the plane. It was awful. It was horrible. Those were the 90s. It was awful.
Oh, it's
Anyway,
funny.
that was the last time I was in a plane. I've been up in a stunt plane and free fall and do all that shit
No,
when
that's
I was a kid.
we had last time Anthony and I went up. We took off from Centennial Airport. We did a couple touch and goes out at what's it called? Just south of DIA. There's a small airfield out there. Well, why is the name not coming to me?
Like Parker?
Marijuana affects the memory.
Yeah.
Anyway, we did a couple touch and goes off that short runway up there, and that was fun. And then I flew back pretty much all the way from there to Centennial. He landed it, but I pretty much flew the whole way back. So that was fun.
Oh, no way.
With the weather and turning and banking and having a little bit of fun up there. It was a good time.
Does a little plane like that have a like a co-pilot? Like, if you would have done
Yeah.
something wrong, could he have taken over from his
Yeah.
side?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
We had
that's
the
cool.
same exact controls on both sides.
Okay, so speaking of driving, listen. So I went to my grandson's 15th birthday at the other grandparents, and the great grandma's there, and everybody's there, anyways. And then these other cousins, one turned 16, and the other one's younger. Anyway, he said he drove there, and he's learning to drive, and he drove there, and I said, is it a stick shift? And he said, no, it's an automatic. I can't drive a stick shift. And it made me think of this story. So this guy, Jim, you haven't met Jim. Anyway,
You've talked about
so
Jim
back
before, but
Jim,
yeah, I don't think I met you.
no. So Jim is 77 years old. Okay, so back in the day, Jim voted pro hemp. Jim got it on the ballot. He's like a pioneer of the fucking legalizing marijuana. He got 3,000 signatures in Grand Junction, Colorado, and got it on. He ran for Congress too against I can't think of the guy's name, but anyway, So Jim
You
lived
have
up on
too
the
many
Grand Mesa.
potheads in Congress. You need more potheads in Congress. I'm a great proponent for more potheads in Congress. In
Yeah,
government
well,
in
you
general.
inhale, you're inhaling. Um, anyway, he lived up on the mesa and he was growing pot up there. Well, he had been on Facebook and this and that. These two dudes drove their car, a father and son, drove from Florida up on the Grand Mesa to um, to rob him. And anyway, the point is, so I end up telling this story to these kids, right? Because it's like, oh, well, I don't need to drive a stick shift. And I said, well, you never know when. And I said, you see Jim sitting right there? That guy was shot in the head. Those two, that father son, drove from fucking Florida all the way to Colorado to rob him. They got 6 plants. His 2 sons were there and his friend. They shot Jim in the head, they shot his son in the knee, and they shot the other 2 guys. They were trying to fucking kill everybody to get a bunch of pot because he's a gardener and he would like grow the flowers that you sell to the nurseries. Like the one right down the road from my house, he used to sell to them and then they would sell to people like you and me. Anyway, so these guys just thought he had a whole bunch of pot plants. So
Selling clones.
anyway, the story is so they shoot everybody. And the son, while they're still trying to shoot everybody up, the son crawls outside and gets in the nearest vehicle. It was running, and he got up in that car and he drove to the next town because it's a really small town. Well, the bad guys come out to fucking leave. The truck or the car that the guy got in, the son that was shot, happened to have been the bad guy's car, but it was the nearest running one. So he got in and he left. Well, when the bad guys came out, now they're looking for a fucking car to get in. Their car's gone. So they end up getting in Jim's car and it's a stick shift and they can't drive. so, so the cops are now on the way and
Yeah,
that's
it's
how
the
they got
best
the guy because
anti-theft device ever is just a stick shift fucking car. That's why I don't
you
worry
have to
about
drive
my
a stick shift.
Mustang when I leave my Mustang out. I'm like, well, whoever
But
gets
I
in it
found
probably
myself,
isn't going to know how to fucking drive it anyway, and they'll probably kill themselves before they get around the corner because it's got so much power anyway.
Nathaniel wants to drive it, but I found myself telling the story to all those really, sweet, loving, innocent people. And so the dad's like, so the moral of the story is you got to learn how to drive a stick shift. If you're ever going to go rob someone for their pot, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that wasn't the
That's
moral of the
the
story, but
reason why you
it's
need to learn to drive a stick, is just in case
drive
you
a
have
stick
to
shift.
steal somebody's marijuana someday.
Yeah. So that's what the dad said. I'm like, yeah, that's
Right?
open
You can't
mouth and
rely
serve
on
fruit.
your getaway vehicle. You can't rely on your getaway vehicle. It might be a stick. You better fucking learn it.
I didn't want to learn to drive a stick. I was like, I don't need to learn. My mom said, well, what if you're the only one in some emergency situation that could save someone and you can't fucking get in the car because it's a stick shift?
Right.
What are you rocking out to? Who are you
It's
listening to?
Whore by In This Moment here.
I've never heard it.
I can be your whore. I love In This
Well,
Moment. Yeah, it's one of my favorite bands of all time. Every time they come to town, I have to go see them. I think they might be coming this summer too. I need to look. But fucking In This Moment, I won't miss her. She is amazing. She is one of, what's her
it's a
name?
woman.
Yeah, Maria Brink is her name. Um, she is
I'll check
just
her out.
she is just incredible, and so yeah, I don't miss an In This Moment show. The amount of passion that she just belts out through her tunes is just incredible. I mean, it's one of those. I love female artists anyway. I really sort of lean toward female artists with bands that have female singers.
What's the
I've always
genre?
I've always sort of leaned to that, and I think it's just the lady's voice. I think a woman's voice is the most beautiful thing in the world, and a man's voice could never touch it. I mean, there are men with amazing voices, but it can't do for the heart what a woman's voice can do for the man's heart. And that's from
Oh
me.
God, I don't know. Oh yeah, not for the man's heart. Well, some men's heart can be swayed by another man's voice.
Well, yeah,
What
but
about
I don't.
Garth?
I
What
don't.
about Garth Brooks when he sang um fuck, what's it called? Oh, what's her name just sang it too? To Make You Feel My Love. And oh, who's the chick that played at the Super Bowl? And oh my
Rihanna?
gosh. No,
You talking
no.
about Rihanna?
She's no
Bob Dylan, Adele,
Adele.
Adele.
Yeah, To
Make you
Make You
feel.
Feel My Love.
I heard
But I
it
don't
right
like
here.
her version as well.
Who did it first?
Garth Brooks. I love that freaking song, dude.
Do you think he was the original writer of it?
I don't know. You know, Shel Silverstein wrote a lot of fucking songs for a lot of famous people.
Yeah, let me look this up. Hold on, I'm looking right now. No, I don't want videos. I don't want YouTube. I want Googles. What happened to the Googles? Little
Do you
Googles.
know that song?
No, but I'm about to. But I
Oh my
wanna look
God.
I wanna look this up first. Bob Dylan. It's a Bob Dylan song.
He wrote it?
Yep, written by Bob Dylan in, let's see, 97.
Really?
Make You Feel My Love, also known as To Make You Feel My Love, a song written by Bob Dylan for his album Time Out of Mind, released in September of 1997. It is a Bob Dylan song. Looks like a bunch of people have redone it. Billy Joel, obviously Adele. There's a bunch of people that have redone it. And yeah, there's a Garth Brooks version of it. He sang it in 1999 at the Academy of Country Music.
Best version ever.
And that's what I'm playing right
You
now.
have to hear it.
I'm playing it right now. We're going to hear it together. If you can hear it, can
You're
you hear
gonna
it?
love it. That's my song for my kids. He's a hell of a performer.
Sounds like a bedtime song.
I would offer you a warm embrace.
Make you feel
I wish I could lip sync.
there is no one to drive you to.
I'm
I'd
not
be
playing
singing
the
like
version
crazy.
with the lyrics, but that's cool. To make you feel my love.
I know you haven't
I
made your
don't mind up yet.
but I would
I'll
never.
never do you wrong.
I've
No,
known you
it's not
from the moment that we
that
met.
we met.
There's no doubt.
All right, you
No
got me listening.
doubt in my
I got
mind
it.
where you belong. Listen, right here. I God, I love this song.
I'd go black, I'd go
I've
crawl.
been close now, running
There ain't nothing
that I wouldn't do. Make you feel my. See, you're all choked up.
storms are raging
Yeah, got me all fucked up.
over the sea.
No, choked up.
Well, I want to hear Bob
This is your song.
I want to
Listen,
hear what?
listen to that part. Storms are raging on a
I
rolling
kind of want to
sea.
hear Bob Dylan's version of it. It's Bob Dylan.
Okay,
I
I've
mean,
never heard it. Put it on.
he did it first.
Down the highway
Maybe
of the
his version
bay.
of this.
Rain is blowing in your face.
That's him?
Yeah.
World is on your case.
I know this version. I've heard this.
Really?
Yeah, I've heard this version. There's a bunch of people that redid this song.
To dry your tears,
I can hold
I
you
could hold you for a million years
to make you
to
feel.
make you feel my love.
I know you haven't.
Yeah, that's great. I love that song. I actually,
Yeah,
yeah,
whatever.
that's the version I remember, not your fucking country ass Garth Brooks redneck bullshit.
He sings it really. I, the thing didn't do it justice. He sings it really well. What? What?
And it said Adele did it too. Did you listen to the Adele version?
Yeah, Adele recently did it.
Let's hear this. Let's see. Is this
Get off the switch.
it's a slower version?
Your face, and the whole world is on your case. I could offer you to make you feel
God, when the song.
the shadows and the stars appear.
Yeah, it's what I expect. I love her voice. I absolutely adore her voice. I think it's one of the most amazing voices I've ever heard.
I love Jules' voice.
Oh, me too. More than anything in the entire world. That,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Swear to
went and saw
God.
her at Red Rocks. Do you
Did
remember
you?
that with Krista? Yeah, she sang a song though. Oh no, that's not her. Who? Cheryl Crow sang that song. Mary, Mary, quite contrary. Close your door now, it's much too scary. And you might see something you wish you hadn't seen. Out of sight, out of mind, out of patience, and I'm no, out of patience, and I'm out of my mind. Ooh, something, whatever. Anyway, it's a good song. But what I was thinking about was Jewel, who sings that song. She came out, I think it was like her third album. Um, she says, "Hey there, honeybee, would you give me sugar? And if you shake real cute, I might give you some sugar." You know that song? No? Shut up.
I do know that song, actually. I
It's
don't know
fucking
that.
super good.
Do you know what that's called?
I, hey there, honeybee, would you give
Wait,
me sugar? You shake real cute, I might give you some sugar. We're doing all right. This might take you home, sugar. Maybe it's called Sugar.
sugar. By whom?
Honeybee? Jewel. It's got to come up. Honeybee, sugar, something.
All right,
Dude,
let's
I
look.
love Jewel.
Me too. I mean,
I just love music.
you know, she lived in her car for over a year.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, when she moved to California, when she moved to Hollywood to try to make it big, she lived in her car for over a year. She moved out of her mom's house, so she lived with her mom. I don't know if the dad was around or whatever. I don't think so. I think it was just her and her mom didn't want her to leave, and she went to California, and she wasn't getting gigs, she wasn't getting jobs, so she was just living out of her car, eating fast food, and all that shit for like over a year. If you don't know Jewel's story, you look it up because she is
I
like
will. I love biographies too. And I think
you'll
that musicians' biographies are cool.
yeah, I mean you'll appreciate her even more once you realize. I mean, all I gotta do is let's go do a Google search here.
She did when I started raising the boys, I found lullaby. She does a lullaby CD too.
Yeah, look her up. She was born in '74 in Utah. Her parents divorced when she was 8. So they were real religious when they were young. They stopped being religious. They moved to Alaska, and then back to I think Oregon, and then um, yeah, she basically lived a simple life her entire life. Her house, one of the houses she stayed at in Alaska, didn't even have plumbing. There was no plumbing whatsoever.
I
And
I know how that I know how that is.
yeah, I mean, she literally lived
I'm
in a
washing dishes in
camp.
fucking buckets right now. Huh?
Yeah, you're not far away from what I'm talking
Dude,
about.
it's not a joke. But you know what? My mom wanted this house so fucking bad. I was 15, so we moved into this house and it was cute. It was cobblestone, cute house. Well, the plumbing doesn't work. The landlord's going to get it fixed. So I'm hauling these dishes in the kitchen. I'm hauling these dishes to the effing bathtub. There's no hot water. I'm like, have you ever tried to wash a greasy ass pan with no hot water? Anyway, it was dude. I hate plumbing.
Impossible.
I love plumbing, but I hate non-working plumbing. I'm going under my house tomorrow. I'm gonna try to fucking snake it. I gotta go 20 feet north or whatever. I'm gonna stick a hose first, I guess. Anyway, the point is, it's getting fixed tomorrow.
Good.
Well, 2 months. I've been out. God, it's a lot.
He also says Jewel's been estranged from her mother since 2003. She accused her
No way.
mother of stealing millions of dollars from her.
Oh,
And she
really?
said, yeah, she said, I don't think I started off young as a feminist. I read a lot of books in Alaska. I was pretty isolated where I grew up. And I think that I never thought I was different than a man. I was raised in a place where pioneer women were very strong still. They shoe the horses and build their own homes and were very self sufficient. It wasn't really until I've gotten older that I became a fan of women. And a fan of women are capable of balancing and achieving just by being them.
Weren't we talking about that today?
We were talking about that today. We were talking about exactly that. It's about how proud I am of you because you don't, you don't, you've never passed on a challenge. You've always
Oh,
taken
but
it head on, teeth first. I'm going
I
in.
would. I would not burn my nipples.
That's not
Well,
so
maybe
much of a challenge as
if I had a hair on my nipples
healing.
like my aunt.
Well, I think a video of you burning your nipples would probably get a lot more hits than mine.
Oh my God. Did it hurt? Or was it
Which
cold?
one?
Like, was it so hot that it got cold? Now I
I've
can't
done it.
see. I got to
I've
get
done
some
it.
real glasses. Huh?
I said I've done it so many times that I don't know what you're talking about. It's a little bit different each
Well,
time, but it always heals the same.
I used to have this weird thing with heat and I think fire or whatever when I was a kid. But anyway, I stuck my hand on this what was it? Fuck oh my gosh, it was my mom's car. Anyway, it was dark blue, California, really, really, really hot. And I wondered if I could stand the heat on it. And I stuck my hand on that car and it was so fucking hot that it was cold. You know, like how pavement gets so hot. That's how that car was. And then this other time when I was 10, I had a punk, at 4th of July, you know how you
Yeah,
used to use a
yeah.
punk to light a fire,
Fireworks
a
lighter.
sparkler.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, I wonder, like, what a fucking dumbass. Kids are dumb. So I wondered if that punk would burn through my nail or what it would do to my fingernail. And I stuck that fucking punk straight on my fingernail and it burned a hole right through my nail into the meat under there. Oh my
Ow,
God.
ow.
Ow. Yeah. And then
Yeah, I've
another time
never.
I lit a cigarette for Carrie and I fucking caught a plastic bag on fire. A Wonder Bread bread wrapper. I was in the bathroom. She's like, go in there and light this cigarette for me. And I was like, I think I was 7. Anyway, I lit it and it caught the fucking bread sack. Why is there a Wonder Bread bag on the back of the toilet? And then this, and I still have this
Why
scar.
is
And
there
it's
a Wonder Bread bag on the back of the fucking toilet?
right. So it dripped. That plastic drips down on my leg. It was awful. It was whatever. And then I'm screaming. And my mom's like, "What? Nothing. Nothing. You know, what are you guys doing? Nothing." It was crazy growing up. That's when kids used to, I mean, I think kids really still get to be kids now. It's just different. We used to fight and, oh God,
It's very
we had
different.
peanut butter and jelly fights. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think my kids ever tasted gravel. You know, and if you haven't tasted gravel, have you really grown up? Until you've eaten dirt. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Well,
I mean,
Karina
anytime
used to eat
you
match.
dirt,
Karina used to eat match the ends off the matches. I went to the doctor. I'm like, she keeps eating these matches. Hey, quit smoking. That's what he should have told me. Well, he probably did. Anyway, he's like, it's okay. It's the sulfur. It won't hurt her. I'm like, all right, well, have at it. She must be lacking fucking sulfur in her system.
Jesus, I mean, Moses, sandals, what does sulfur do for you?
Yeah, I don't know. Look it up. Ask your phone. Ask Google.
Ingested sulfur.
What does sulfur?
Sulfur is low in toxicity to people. However, ingesting too much sulfur may cause a burning sensation or diarrhea, which is exactly what I expected. Breathing in dust can cause irritation, blah, blah, blah. But apparently
It smells great. I love the smell of sulfur.
mild. You can get sulfur poisoning.
But you'd have to eat a lot of matches. You'd have to eat a lot of fucking matches.
It's basically mustard gas. This is what the military uses. It's mustard gas.
Really?
So that's exactly.
Does it say that?
It's sulfur gas. Yeah, it says it. You can read it.
It's basically mustard gas, it says.
Yeah. I mean, if you burn sulfur, it's mustard gas.
This camera thing is irritating the hell out of me. I can't keep it straight. I suck at it. Because I'm crooked.
Why would you expect your camera to be?
I'm straight.
Are you sure?
Unless I'm drunk. No. Well, there was this one time at band camp.
Tell us about it.
It was just me and the flute. No. La la la. Just kidding.
More like my band. I guarantee yours was more fun than mine. Actually, I went to Bible school 2 years in a row. Summer Bible school.
Did you lose your virginity?
I did not.
I wanted to. Oh my God. I was 14. This guy was so hot at Bible school.
Honey.
And then they tried to make, oh, well, that's too young. Anyway, then they tried to make me fall back. He had his hand up on my head, and whatever. We won't go there. But I was used to, you remember Ernest Angley, that preacher on TV? And he would touch you and he would say something. What did he say? Praise God, you are healed. Remember? I have exorcised the demon. And then so I used to say to Carrie, because we lived kind of by that church, I was like, we should go there and tell him that we have breast cancer. So he'll have to stick his hand on our boobs and heal us. Oh, God, forgive me. I'm not mocking it. Oh, my God, look at this marshmallow. Gabriel just gave it to me. It's huge. You're going to eat it. Here. That's fucking huge. Here. It's all puffed up.
Makes me want to make my own marshmallows.
Oh, my God. It smells really good. Sorry, God. It smells really good.
What are you doing?
I was putting back the marshmallow. Putting the marshmallow back.
Well, what are you guys having s'mores time or what?
No, but look. I have a marshmallow, you have a fire. I'm going to hang this marshmallow on my wall. You should fucking hang a marshmallow up there on a stick. That would be art. That would be
That's
artistic.
disgusting. No, that would be a food product. You just put it
You're
on a
hanging
wall.
a
No,
fireplace on your wall. You should
that's
hang a
horrible.
marshmallow up there with a stick.
Well, the fireplace isn't going to attract rats.
What do you think a
All right.
mouse is? You know what? You think a mouse will crawl up your wall? Guess what? So, in out of my, I have a chicken coop. Uh, Anyway, I have this barrel out there, and it's on wheels, and I have my chicken food sitting on top of it. It's not connected to the wall. It's not touching anything that they could crawl up, and it's completely vertical. And those little fuckers got up. How did they climb up the side of the barrel and open up my mouth and get my chicken food? How?
Uh, Gingenuity. That's ingenuity
They're
that
not Irish.
gingers come up with because most of us are Irish, some of us are Scottish, some of us are randomish. I'm South Dakota.
I'm just ish. I'm just ish.
Yeah, right. My whole life is ish.
I'm not even joking. I was like, how the fuck did it get up there?
That's funny.
I don't know. But anyways,
Yeah.
I'm collecting my eggs, and I have 5 eggs. They're green and they're olive, 2 different colors of green, and I'm gonna hatch them. I'm gonna go buy a dozen eggs from a local neighbor who has a rooster, and so the eggs are gonna be fertile, and I'm gonna incubate them because
You
chickens
don't have
are,
anything else to do.
huh?
Because you're so bored because you don't have
In
enough
my
to do.
spare time.
That
No,
you
because I don't
have
want to pay 8 to. In the paper, it said that the box stores are going to sell chickens for $8 to $10 now. Baby chicks, fucking 10 chicks is $100. That's bullshit. Eggs are, what are they? $7 a dozen. Put those marshmallows back, please, right now. You don't
especially
need
the
them.
big
It's too
one.
late.
The big one
Huh?
is most important. Make sure the big one is put away. Got it. Keep
They're
the
all
big
big. They're all big marshmallows.
one.
I have big
So
marshmallows.
that's like a bad prom night.
Why does Peter Cottontail? Why can't Peter Cottontail have babies? He has cotton balls.
All right. Well,
Dumb.
I'm gonna get off this call. So
Okay.
it's almost 8 o'clock. So it's
All
about
right.
bedtime in my ballpark. But yeah, thanks for joining me, and hopefully we
Yeah.
can do this and make it a regular thing.
All right. Well, maybe so. Wasn't as bad as I thought.
Well, how bad did you think it was gonna be?
Scary.
I
Oh,
mean,
fuck.
just you and I on here right now. Like nobody's even watching.
Oh,
So it's
good.
just, so it's just you and me hanging out, and we can see each other's faces. And if somebody on the internet wants to watch it, well, then they can come watch it. It's fun. It's
Good.
fun.
Well, that makes it a lot more easy. A lot easier. Not easy,
Yeah.
but anyway.
Well,
All right.
like I said, it's just you and I hanging out. We can listen to music. We can, do whatever. Talk, talk about shit. Research shit. Google shit. Wikipedia is your friend. I
Yeah.
learned some things about Bruce Willis I didn't know.
Like what?
There's pretty cool stuff out there about him, about how he grew up, and I have to go back and look. But
Who's the guy in Lethal Weapon?
and then I just watched
Mel Buns. Mel Gibson.
who?
My mom used to call him.
Oh
My
yeah,
mom used to call him Mel Buns Gibson. He was scarred really bad on his face, and I don't know the whole story exactly, but look him up because his face was so horribly scarred, or what's it called when you're disfigured. His face was disfigured, and someone came and paid for him to have this surgery and fixed his disfigured face. And look at him, and then he went on to become a famous actor. Look that one up real quick.
Like, what would I look up? Face injury?
Mel Gibson, face disfigured as a kid.
He was the inspiration for the film Man Without a Face. He got into acting as a teenager. Once get into a fight that left him with swollen wounds and stitches to his face. The untold truth of Mel Gibson. And that opened a new window, and I was not expecting that. Gibson email hoax revealed. Gibson, blah, 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 man without a face, blah, blah. The streamer, and then the man was peace on the pages.
You know something I've noticed?
Yeah.
It's
The
harder for
anecdote
me.
already ran concerned the time Gibson was auditioning for a lead in Mad Max. He had been at a bar brawl the night before, and director George Miller liked the actor's bruised, knocked out look, which is perfect for the part of the leather clad loner.
That was a great movie.
Man without a face. Anyway, what were we going to say?
You know, I learned something from talking to you where I could see you.
Yeah.
I don't want to if I was just talking to you and I couldn't see you and I had the phone to my ear, I would interrupt you more.
Why is that?
The conversation would just flow that way. But because I can see you and I can see that you're still talking more or see that you're trying to still talk, I'm less likely to interrupt. I just learned something about myself. I really am a bad interrupter. And I always just think it's just part of the flow of conversation, you know?
Yeah, well, part of it is who you are. You know what I mean? So, like,
I think with my mouth.
I wouldn't take it from you. Is all I'm saying. It's like I wouldn't be worried about it if I were you. That makes you part of who you are, and it's for anybody that cares about you, anybody that loves you, it's endearing. It's not something to be worried about.
Listen, I was in church once and I was telling these guys that tonight too, because they, I always talk. And so I said, now I know this. I said, listen, I was in church and surprisingly, I got a word from God not to talk. They all died laughing. And I really did, though. I was sitting in church like 4 years ago and I was singing. I was having a great time in church. Everything was wonderful. And out of the fucking blue, God was like, don't talk. And I couldn't ask anybody, like, why? Like, why would God be telling me not to talk? Is this like some kind of fast? But I couldn't say shit. So then I started writing to everybody. No, it's a whole nother story. I'll tell you about this other time. Or maybe I did tell you. I'll tell you another time. I'm going to go. Well, no, I did. I totally, dude, I had a complete God talks to me. I'm not even joking. And I know it. And then someone's all, oh, well, I mean, I understand. Like that must make you feel good, that you believe and feel that God is talking to you. Like they were totally fucking condescending. It's like, no, dude, it wasn't just a feeling that I was fulfilling in myself. Oh, the Lord spoke to me. And so I didn't eat for 3 days. No, like God told me, don't eat. I had just made this huge salad and I was driving into town and doing my, taking care of chores or whatever. And I was going to come back, make a big old fat salad out of this bowl that I made and watch a show, eat a salad. And as I'm driving, God was like, don't eat for 3 days. It was extremely specific. So I called up Star and I said, hey, have you ever fasted? Like, what is it for? Do you know anything about it? And he said, well, let's look, and he grabs the Bible and he's checking it out to try to find out. And anyway, it was specific. I cooked all kinds of great food. I juiced for people and I had no desire to eat whatsoever. I did not,
I
like
drank
God
some of
took the
your juice.
desire
I
away.
drank some goddamn juice. It gave me diarrhea for 2 days.
I see, it cleaned you out. Anyway,
Well,
listen.
Horrible.
not
You should have warned the guy before you had a long drive home. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't eat for 3 days, and here's what I learned.
I
was like,
I'm just clenching the butt cheeks.
I need to fix my drain tomorrow because I can't juice because it takes too much effort to clean the juicer and all that shit without a sink. And so I haven't been juicing.
If it's
Now
doing the same thing to your plumbing that it did to my plumbing, I completely understand why.
Say hi to Roman.
No. No.
Well, don't say hi to Roman.
Roman said he's going to let you drive his Mustang.
No.
What?
No.
You don't want to drive his Mustang?
Yeah.
You do? Say hi, Roman.
Hi.
Hi, buddy.
He's silly. All right. I love
Good
you.
to see buddy.
I'll talk to you later.
I love you too. Be good.
All right. Bye.
Ooh.